Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. We live. What is up, man? Week 6 is over. Week 6 in the books. We're going to get on to week 7, but we're going to go over some RPI Pizzoints. Yo, if you haven't checked it out, UMass was in the building this week. Big win. Big effing win up on Worcester State. They just killing it. They killing it. They are absolutely killing it.
It's the rip it off of them. So what they offering? Bring the coffin in, cause they acting like Superman, so Superman can never walk again. Pushing in the Honda, then I'm hitting that accordion, cause for them keys you'll get stretched out. That's an accordion. I'm what they eyeing, cause I am hot as an iron and almost nice as the guy in this cypher reppin' Rhode Island. Wait. Ask anybody when the track's out. That's everybody, this a 4-1 black.
When I'm up in the booth, I got nothing to prove. Renovate your character, snatch the rug from under your shoes. The street is no different. Now he's perceived as the champ. Wherever I step on God's planet, I'm leaving my stamp. So what you amp for? You ain't ready for war. Everything you spittin' is fiction. You better jet for the door before I lock it. Now you can't leave. You stuck in the mix. Paint a mural of his face. Now you really one with the bricks, poser.
Nothing for nothing, that's fair exchange. You could barely bear the pain. I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Trying straight from a stray and gun it before they run it. Get blunted before you get smoke, count 100 before you're 100. I'm raw, straight dope, paraphernalia, my ego. Higher than Bobby Brown and Whitney splitting the kilo. Picture me rolling bad, Mona Lisa playing CeeLo. Hennessy by the free throw, selling D on the D-Lo.
Okay, Proud City General, mind on militant. All I see is dope boys, dots in these Benjamins. Ops from the other side, trying to put it into me. So I tell my niggas to swallow, stacks energy. Only live for the moment, so nah, I can never sleep. Tupac, whenever I rhyme, they gon' remember me. Trying to paint a vision I know these niggas will never see. My lyrics art, now watch me Picasso the beat.
Hear Adello on the beat.
What is going on? What is going on, everybody, man? Give me a minute. Figure out where I am, how to get this shit off here. What is going on? Come on now. Where are we? Well, here we go. Week 6 is basically over. Week 6 is over. There we go. What's going on, everybody? My phone decides right now do a friggin' let me do an update. No, now ain't the time to do an update. I need my shit. But yo, week 6 is over, man. West Warwick gets by with a tight one with Middletown, man. Shout out to Coach Pennington. Shout out to Middletown. We're going to wrap up week 6. We also on Twitter, so go over to Twitter and check us out, man, where the Ruby Machine be watching. Real quick, because I haven't done this lately, man. Quick disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speaker and don't reflect on anyone else. So basically, no damn crying. And go check out a Rhode Island football story, A Tale of a Night over there on YouTube. Coach Mike Washington's story. This week, they're actually going into who is Mikey Washington. Big shout out to him. RAIL actually met up this week and they had a discussion about the RPI numbers and how points are divided with the 6 teams that actually play out-of-state games. But do you like the RPI point system? Let us know. And we always got to send shout out to down in Woonsocket, Coach Charlie B-Ball, doing what he does, man. 2 weeks left. 2 weeks left. And this season is technically over. Then we got playoff action How do you feel though up at this point? Are you feeling the RPI numbers? A lot of people are not. UMass winning big again. I think Angel Sanchez got the Golden Helmet Award. So clap it up for Angel Sanchez. Congratulations with that. They went out and played Worcester State. The trenches did their thing. The tight end group, the running back group is crazy up there at UMass Dartmouth. And we always have to give praise to Coach Ryan McCormick for what he has been able to achieve up there at UMass. You know, we all see Ryan working around the clock. We could see him at 2 games. He got Najee. Najee was at 2 of the Providence games this week. So UMass Dartmouth, actually, they scouted the Central Hendricken game, the LaSalle St. Ray's game. I know they was up at the Mount Hope game. There was recruiters up at that game. And how about it? Shane Parker, man. Shane Parker, Mount Hope, I mean, comes out of, done very, very well this season. Mount Hope is actually a playoff contender right now. And we're going to get into all of the RPIs in just a minute. But if we look at last week's RPIs, which I think I had them up there. The only one I screwed up was Division 4. Oh, yeah, and this one. But this is actually Division 4 standings. Last week, Scituate was in the lead. Then you had Narragansett, followed by Davies, Juanita Sanchez, Smithfield, Tiverton, North Smithfield, EWG Prout, and Hope St. Patrick's. And I was surprised to see EWG Prout actually controlling the 8th spot, even before they actually won a football game. Yo, everyone got to say, Jimmy! Holy crap, Jimmy, Cranston East. Jimmy. Cranston East wins their first game playing Central Falls. But shout out to Coach Jimmy Cook. I actually posted a Goodfellas thing with Henry Hill in the shower scene. Hang on. You know what I mean? I actually posted see if oh, here we go. He was like, Jimmy, you did it. So congratulations to shout out at Coach Jimmy Cook, man. Getting it done over there at Ponegant. Yeah. Getting it done. I'm so used to saying that. Shout out to Coach Jimmy Cook over there at Cranston. He's picking up his first win of the season, man. So congratulations, Jimmy Cook. You picked up your first win of the year, you know, and don't be mad at me. They tweeted, I heard it, I repeat it. That's right. They tweeted, I heard it, I repeat it. And I'm still hearing there's a no confidence thing with Alejandro over there. Someone seen Jimmy Cook at the Coventry game. He comes up wearing his Coventry sweater. And tell me I'm lying, Jimmy. They asked you, when you coming back? When you coming back? They want Jimmy Cook back in Coventry, man. But I don't think that is going to happen. Well, let me see if I could get the let me go ahead and get up this week's RPI numbers. Actually, I could do it on this phone. What'd you think about this week's games? Some interesting games, you know, Friday night. Actually, let's talk about the Thursday's game. Scituate and Narragansett. Give it up for Scituate playing great football, man. The Spartans, do they not look like warriors right now? What they happen to do up at Scituate, playing crazy football, playing good football, actually. Scituate is definitely playing some some dominant football. Let me get back in here. Yeah, shout out to Coach Piper, man. Got it done. North Smithfield, man. Quarterback Ben Black threw like 4, 5, 6 touchdowns. You know what? We're gonna send Coach Piper. Nope, we don't want the voice here. We're gonna send Coach Piper an invite and see if he'll join us. He might be mad at me because I did say last week, like, where's your run game at? Where's your run game? But I noticed Coach Piper put some run plays in for Red Zone. You know, shout out to Coach Piper. That's right. You know, someone called me up today. They said, you know, Mikey, I thought you were getting your information from one of my guys. So I told them a lie to see if you came back with it. And guess what? You didn't come back with that information. I said, see? A lot of people we be talking to. And, first off, North Kingstown, Burrillville, awesome game. You can check it out on NBC 10. It's on their YouTube page. And Coach Joe Gilmartin, man, rest in peace. You know, our prayers go out to his family. Horrible fishing accident. You know, Coach was fishing. Somehow his leg got caught in the rope. You know, he got pulled under the water. But North Kingstown had a great send away for Coach Gilmartin. So please write it down. Say it loud, say it proud. Rest in peace to Coach Joe Gilmartin. And we're probably going to have, like we did for Coach Bell, a remembrance program, you know, see if we can get a couple guys up here from North Kingstown, or even people, you know, everybody knew who Coach Joe Gilmartin was. So if we can get some people up here to come talk about that, that'll be great, man. And UMass Dartmouth, another banger, 58-7. Statistically, the number one offense in college football. And a lot of kids they are doing with are Rhode Island ball players. So definitely big shout out to them guys getting it done. And we have Bishop Hendricken. This is this week's football rankings. Never mind what the journal's doing. That is fake news. Shout out. Fake news from Ruby Tuesday. That dude is a friggin' embarrassment. I'm going to say it, man. He don't know football. It's funny because he don't know who he aligns himself with, right? You never know who's on the other side of these cameras, man, or on the other side of these groups, these pages. And I said this week, there will be no Blake Simpson slander going on. I know everybody down at the Projo picked against Blake Simpson. You don't know Eric Rube, got a little jungle fever going on over there. But anyway, man, Bishop Hendricken picking up that top spot, man. What up, Bishop Hendricken picking up the top spot with 8.88 RPI. Now, their win percentage right now is 11.6. Their opponent win percentage is 4.70. So, what that says is Bishop Hendricken is winning 11.6% of their games, but they're playing opponents that are only winning 4.7% of their games. Now, this is going to tell a big difference, right? So now you look at LaSalle Academy, 3-3 right now. Their win percentage is 6.6%. Their opponent's win percentage is 7.2. So Bishop Hendricken, their opponent's win percentage is 4.7. So Hendy is playing against teams that are only beating 4.7% of their games, and when LaSalle as well. Now, St. Ray's, number 3. So, we got 2 weeks to go. As we look at after week 6, heading into week 7, St. Ray's has a ranking of 6.04. Fell down 2 spots from Bishop Hendricken and St. Ray's, but a lot of people said in the beginning of the season, is St. Ray's the best team in Rhode Island high school football? Are they? You let me know. And then you have, so St. Ray's, right? Their win percentage is 7.0. So they're winning 7%, 70% of the games that they are playing. Now their opponent's win percentage is 4.6. So the games that their opponents are winning is only, 4.6%. Very, very low. Picking up the top 4 spot, Central Knights. Shout out to Mikey Washington. Went to play Hendy this week, tried to get it done, but, not an easy place. Not an easy team to win, but, give it up to Central like they're always ready for that battle. Central at 5.53. 3-2. Their win percentage is 5.2. They're playing teams with a win percentage of 6.04. So, Central's playing teams that are way tougher than them. They're playing tougher teams than LaSalle is playing. They're playing tougher teams that Hendricken's playing. All right, coming in the 5th spot. So right now, it would be Bishop Hendricken, LaSalle, St. Ray's, and Central that would be in the state championship game. Don't forget to share this, people. They will be in the state championship game. So you would have Bishop Hendricken playing Central, and then you would have LaSalle and St. Ray's, and the winner of that game will ultimately play each other. And then 5 through 10 will actually line up for the Division I championship game. And this is the one that most people want to be in. So you'll have Cumberland at number 5 right now, which would be basically the first seed in the Division I championship. You'll have Cranston West. Cranston West owning the city right now, playing good football. But Cumberland with a 5.04 rankings. Cumberland has a 5.0 win percentage. So it's like, they're winning half the games. And they're playing people with also a 5.10. Cranston West right now is 437 rankings. The win percentage of their opponents is 4.3. Opponents' win percentage is 4.3 as well. And then you have NK picking up the 7th spot. Portsmouth with the 8th spot. Burrillville with the 9. Now, is Burrillville the 9th best team in Division I? I don't know about that. That is kind of crazy. Is Burrillville? Hang on a minute. Is Burrillville the 9th best team right now? I don't think so. I think Burrillville is better than Cranston West. I think Burrillville is much better than North Kingstown, better than Portsmouth, way better than Barrington. If you ask me, I think they should be in 5 or 6, but we ain't going by the way it was with Burrillville. 4-2 right now. So you got 3-3 teams that are ranked better than Burrillville. Now it says Burrillville, their opponent's win percentage is 2.8, and their overall win percentage is 4.2. Barrington has a 2.0, and they haven't won a game. But they don't kid. You know why? Because all these friggin' teams make the playoffs. Every team you see right now on the Division I bracket makes the playoffs. Now I'm going to see who shows up. I'm sending out a bunch of links to a bunch of different people. Who knows? Maybe none will show up. Maybe some will show up. But definitely get to sharing. Definitely get to sharing this. We're going to talk a little bit of high school. Oh, yeah. This is 7-0 LaSalle at the half. This team needs an identity. They are soft as hell. The shot isn't ready for this type of competition. Take a really bad sack. I lost about 25 yards. Play calling is bad. Head coach might be in over his head. That was what one commenter said about the St. Ray's game and LaSalle. They followed up with another one. 14-0 LaSalle going into the fourth. Head coach Sassy has sold his soul. Oh, my God. Hard to argue he hasn't been bought. Damn. Maybe I should proofread these first. Ouch. Oh, that's crazy talk over there going on, man. There's some shout out to North Providence Jets fan. They said, so we can't get a new athletic field in town because of the noise and disruption to a neighborhood, but I have to listen to god-awful wedding music at 10:30 at night at camp. Me, and this town is definitely special. Shout out to everything that they have going on. I'm looking for something. Hold on. Oh, yes, we got Coach Piva that's going to come up. I'm trying to actually find this stuff and share it. Camilla Harris telling some guy, you at the wrong rally. While we wait for Coach Piva, St. Ray's is definitely turning heads. They're definitely impressive performance this year. But fans and analysts are curious about the winning formula behind their success. They picked up a good addition to next season, picking up Sebastian Laura. League rules, he has to sit 35 days plus the playoffs. He played the Hendy game this season. LaSalle is facing scrutiny. LaSalle is another program that's failing to post stats. Shame on friggin' LaSalle, because I know a lot of the coaches say, I don't care about stats. You don't. Maybe you don't care about stats, coach, but the players do. You don't think the players see a kid at, top 2, top 5, quarterback in the league, and it was like, I'm much better than that kid, but my lazy-ass coach won't put up the stats. And that's LaSalle. LaSalle to a T. You know when Coach Marcone will put up stats? He'll put up stats at the end of the season after everybody already has stats, and then he sees where his players can get an edge. Another guy, McCall, be padding stats like crazy, or he was. Not sure if he's still doing it. But Coach McCall was another one that padded stats like crazy. And shout out to LaSalle and everything LaSalle does. But you need to post the stats. A lot of these coaches will say, I don't care about stats. No, you don't. You care about you and you care about yourself. But it's so easy. Huddle has the link. You just forward it from your Huddle to Max Preps. And coaches say, I don't care about stats. No. But the players care about stats. You don't think the players want to see their stuff up there? And then I ask a recruiter, he says, of course you care about high school stats. It's analytics. What if we go to a game and we see a player doing very well this particular game? I want to see more details on that player. And you have a program like Max Preps that's owned by CBS Sports. And you're not putting your kids' stats up there. We got about 16, 17 teams that are actually putting stats up on Max Prep. So all you other coaches that are not, get with the program. Athletic directors, don't RAIO have a contract with Max Preps? Like Black and White, you have a contract with them? You want these RPI things to be on point, so can we at least have friggin' stats? How do we talk about the players? Someone said, oh, the kid that plays for Mount Pleasant, he's a great, great player. And I say, well, if I can't see it, how can I talk about it if I can't go on Max Preps and be able to punch in his name and find out who the top quarterbacks in the league, who the top running backs in the league? We can't promote them. We can't talk about these kids. 5 recruiters reached out last season because of kids they found on Max Preps. Coach Goodhart, former Coventry Oakers coach, he's another one that said recruiters reach out to him over Max Preps. So get with the program, get your freaking stats up on Max Preps, man. And Alejandro, man, what are you doing over there? Everyone gloats that this guy is such a great coach. I don't know. I don't see it. I mean, Daddy had to leave. He had to go to Cranston East to do his thing. You'll have Jimmy Cook come to bail your ass out. For 1 second, and I'm going to pull up Division 2 right now. Get off track a little. Come on. It just took a little minute to get there. Let's see. We should have Division 2 popping up. Let's see. Division 2, here we go. SK still commanding the lead right now. West Warwick holding in second with 3.59. And we're going to send Coach Penn also an invite. Oh, we already did. We already did send Coach Pennington an invite. You know, maybe he's busy, but we have Lincoln creeping up to third, man. Lincoln the third best team. Lincoln put on a hell of a show against Coventry, not allowing him a touchdown. I don't know. I seen somebody at the Coventry game. There was somebody taking a picture at one of the players, right? And it looks like they were having a back and forth conversation. Maybe, may I take your picture? Who knows if it was a school photographer, if it was someone from the news. Here comes Alejandro, right? What are you doing taking a picture, man? We're getting our butt kicked, blah, 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 blah. He wasn't too happy about the kid taking his picture, man. But shout out. So we have Lincoln right now. Lincoln in third. Wesley in fourth with 4-2. Wesley with a 3.39 RPI. Holding on to 4-2. You know, their losses come against, you know, D1 programs. You know, so while Wesley's, you know, people can say what they are, but in Division 2, you only have about three good bona fide football programs. I would say SK, West Warwick, and Wesley. Lincoln's making some noise, you know, but them being on the other side of the state. But first, man, how about this guy, man? How about Ben Black with all them damn touchdowns they scored last night? Must definitely feel good. Coach,
what's up?
How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
You know, same old thing. You know, I'm sure you heard the week before I was doing a podcast and I was like, yo, I said, I rock with North Smithfield, but where the hell is their run game? You know, and next week you played a great game last week. So I didn't have a chance to talk to you about the week before. But nice way to bounce back. Yeah.
If you can find my run game, let me know.
He said, why are you saying you don't have one?
We're working on it. It's a work in progress.
Absolutely.
We've got 2 freshmen and a sophomore on the offensive line, and I've got 2 sophomores at running back. So it's tough sledding in there for those guys at times.
Hey, it's easy for me to say, you know what I mean? But I'm not on them sidelines. But one of your North Smithfield fans was saying that you guys pick up 5-6 yards a clip on the run.
Yes and no. That's a little deceiving. When you throw it as much as we do and you run it sparingly one time, you're bound to catch 5 or 6 yards. I don't know if we ran it 25 times a game, if we get 5 or 6 and the other team knows we're running it.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've got to kind of pick and choose our moments.
So now forget that game last week. Now we are this week, much different game. Ben Black seems to be a difference maker.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a good quarterback. Even the week before where we struggled scoring, we made some plays, kind of going up and down the field. We just came up on the other end of the score and didn't make big plays when we needed to. This week, kids made big plays and got in the end zone.
Now, it looks like if things go the way they're going, mathematically, North Smithfield should have a chance to make the playoffs with the current RPI situation. What do you have? You have Tiverton left, and
we have Tiverton and Narragansett.
Narragansett is going to be a tough one. I said all year I don't know how they got into Division 4, but that's definitely going to be a tough one for everybody.
Yep, we'll play them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Situate's been playing great football. They turned their program around. Tollgate even picked up a win. Who knew? But it's go ahead.
So Division 4, got to kind of give the people who did the alignment a little bit of credit. I think everybody's capable of beating everybody, just about.
I like this alignment. The only 2 things I didn't like, well, 2.5. I never liked Burrillville in Division 1. They have like 25 players that could play D1, right? Never liked that. I don't like CF being in 3, and I didn't like Narragansett being in 4.
Fair enough. I
think they're all good gripes.
They're probably all good gripes, but with 42 teams, if you get 39 out of 42 right, that's pretty good.
Oh no, and I said all year long that I liked how the alignment went, and I understand they had to bounce back from a horrible 4-team alignment.
Yep.
And I think a lot of teams now, after doing this season of RPI, now they're looking at they're stuck in it for 2 years. So now who you're playing this year is who you're going to play next season. And I don't think the higher division teams are happy now about playing down, about playing lower divisions.
Exactly right. It's it's all risk and no reward, and there's not much in it for you. The bottom guy, hell yeah, they can swing for the fences and try to hit a home run. They're supposed to not win that game. If they win, they get a ton of extra points. The team that's on the top, even if they win, there's not much for them in terms of the RPI. So, it's tough.
I'm gonna bring in my, my co-host, former Division 4.
Hey,
what's up, Cliffy?
What's up?
What's going on, Coach?
Not much. How are you?
I'm living, doing good.
That a boy.
I better lock my doors. You don't know who's gonna pop in here.
What's up? How's the season going so far?
Good. I mean, we're plugging along.
Yeah.
We're competitive. That's all we want to be, and we'll see how it shakes out at the end. I've always said that. That's been our motto since the beginning.
Yeah. Well, how you like the new system? You're gonna be like a mathematician to figure out the RPI, RPO, whatever it's called.
It's not going to necessarily impact us or affect us all that much. I don't think the Division 4 with the RPI, it is what it is. I don't think it's going to fluctuate too much. You're going to have 1 or 2 teams maybe get a win from a team up, and it might affect seeding. We're playing all Division 4. If we take care of business and win enough games, we'll get in, and wherever we get in, we'll play.
Nice. Yeah, I've been seeing. Lately, I've been looking around, seeing how everybody's doing. So getting back to a little bit of the grind of football.
Nice.
What did Mikey put up?
Yeah, that looks like Division 4's
Oh,
standings.
yeah.
Yeah, what we're
so
looking at
Narragansett's
now,
in first
yes,
place.
we're looking
All
at
right.
now the RPI standings, and you have Narragansett in first, Situate, Davies, Juanita Sanchez, which they don't want us calling her Juanita anymore. So Sanchez Complex, Providence County Day.
Oh, my God.
Any more co-ops, man? We're gonna have to make it longer. Use 11 by 17. Smithfield and North Smithfield picking up number 6 now. The way this is going, like I use Narragansett as an example, right? So now their winning percentage is 2.4, so they're winning, and their opponent win percentage is 1.53. And I guess use 60% of one number, 40% of the other, and that's how they come up with the RPI.
What, you got a calculator over there? Oh, my God.
We're going over it every week. So you worked your way up to number 6, Jeff. So, and with Tiverton and Narragansett left, I think you have a great shot to stay. Because Narragansett's opponent win percentage is 1.5. So,
Yep. I mean, the teams below us have to get to 3 wins in order to hurdle us. Tiverton could hurdle us by beating us, but the next 2 games are important, and we have Narragansett next, so that's the most important game for us now.
is it crazy how like you got like a EWG right now, and this was even 2 weeks ago, holding number 8, holding that 8th spot, and they had that 8th spot while Tollgate had a win, and Tollgate didn't even pick up that 8th spot. So you had a team with no wins that potentially was in a playoff position.
Yeah, that would have been strange, but like I said a couple weeks ago, you got to kind of wait till it all ends and then see how it shakes out.
Well, that's what I was told by my guy at the league. He said, Mikey, listen, man, he said, give it a chance to week 8. If it don't look right, then you could criticize. You know what I mean? Right. But right now, let it work its way to week 8. And because there was big jumps in the beginning. I seen some teams like, how the hell is Shea in the top 5 of anything? They haven't won a game in 2 years. Like they're the 5th best team in Division 2. Things like that were
you gotta kind of let it run its course and see how it works out.
Why don't you guys hold it down for me? I gotta run and change the film.
Here we go.
Right? He tells me to come on up. Next thing you know, he disappears.
Every time we're on this thing, Coach. Every time.
I get it.
He does this to us.
So how's the team show? So what are you senior heavy, junior heavy?
No, not senior heavy at all.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
I have 4 on the roster. One of which is a soccer kid who's our kicker. So I have 3 position players. Only 2 of those 3 guys start. One's an offensive lineman and one's a wide receiver and a safety, and the rest is juniors and freshmen and sophomores.
Oh, that's not bad. I mean, especially if you have some success getting to the playoffs with a young team, that can boost numbers and boost their morale for next year. Yeah,
this is kind of I've said it. This is going to go down as like the season of what if. We had a big group of guys that we thought would be playing for us this year, and for whatever reason, whether it be grades or jobs or girlfriends or whatever excuses they want to say, they didn't want to play. We had 5 offensive linemen ready to come back to play, and we turn around and they're in the stands watching us play. We've gone really young, and we didn't realize how young we were until we took yearbook photos, and they started calling us by class to get in the yearbook photo, and they call the seniors and a couple get into the photo, then they call the juniors, and those guys straggle in, and we turn around and there's still 20 dudes standing behind us.
Man,
waiting to get called into the picture. So those guys are working hard and they're learning, and we're excited with what we got.
Nice. Yeah, it's tough with a young team. I've done it. it gives you gray hair, that's for sure. But it helps you for the following year, though. Like if you can get some success, it builds morale in the school. The kids can, a lot of kids are like, "Oh wow, you're building a program. Here we come," and hopefully it works out for you that way.
Yeah, we were. I'm not gonna lie, we were a little concerned. We had a registration and whatever was coming up in that first week, and the athletic director sent me an email and said, "Coach, you got 5 kids registered to play," and it's like August 1st.
Oh,
and I was like, "Well, we've had 20 around all summer. They just haven't registered yet, I guess. Let me get on that and see."
Yeah.
And then, next thing I knew, we were up to right around 30, and we've been kind of hovering. We have 34, 33 guys on good days. Bad days, you know how it goes. We're down to 24, 25 guys on some practices. But, it's a lot of guys who have never played football before. So it's one thing when you get freshmen that have played in the youth game a little bit and they at least have a little bit.
Yeah.
We've got 15 freshmen and 10 of them didn't know how to buckle their pads when we started. So, they're learning on the fly, and they give us a lot of energy in practice, and they do their best. So that's all I can do.
Yeah, you're gonna get one of them players that goes into school and just starts picking players. Yep. I had what was his name? Logan Hawes. He was outstanding. He went and got a lot of players, and I had to deal with first-year players like Tyler Coates and Hunter Mumford and Hunter Adams, Daniel Brooks. But he, you need a guy like Logan Hawes to go in that school and just handpick players, and you never know what's going to happen. So good luck. Yeah, hopefully you can get that type of player to go in there and just make negotiations and get some players.
We'll get there, I think. We have Noah Schwartz, who's our senior captain, but our other 4 captains that we're rolling out there this year are all juniors. So I've got 4 guys who are in leadership roles that'll be coming back.
Oh, good.
And the eighth grade group for down in the Express, 8th grade and 7th grade, both have some pretty talented kids that are all North Smithfield kids. So I should have a nice little wave come through over the next 2 years. So we'll see.
Now, you don't co-op with Mount St. John's no more, huh?
No, Mount went full prep school. So I have 1 kid who's grandfathered in. Chris Petty's a sophomore for us. He's our starting linebacker and our fullback. And thank God we still have him for a few years. So
is he grandfathered in? He's the last one, though, right?
Yeah, he's the last one grandfathered in. So he'll be the last Mount guy.
I heard that Moses Brown is contemplating going prep. What do you think about that?
When you go prep in all sports. So
once you go prep, you don't go back.
Nope. Once and you go all sports, right? So
yes, it's all sports, right?
They're going to be successful in some, and some is going to be a struggle.
How about you, Coach Barton?
I don't know too much about Moses Brown, but if you want to go prep, go prep. All their sports are, I don't know if they're any good. I just don't even follow them. I follow football because obviously it's football, but I remember, oh my God, what's the coach? He's in college now. Willie Edwards.
Willie Edwards, right?
Yeah, he built that program really well. I think they were in D4, and he kept winning and brought them to D1 before he ended up going to college. So I guess they can be, really good in football. Not to say that they're not, but I'm just saying that it seems like their best sport is football. So I don't know.
Interesting. As we look over some of the scores from this weekend, Tiverton had a close game with what's this co-op? I can't even all the letters now. SPPCD. I think this is Sanchez. Okay. With Juanita Sanchez. Close game 27-21. 26. Tiverton, it looks like, is on a down year. Woonsocket beating Shea 42-6. Coach B-Ball, shout out to him. He needed this win, especially for the RPI points. Lincoln just opened up a can of you already know on Coventry. Someone said they seen Coach Cook there with a Coventry sweater on, and they said, "Hey, are you allowed to wear that?" You know, and then they said, "Are you coming back? We need you."
Oh, stop it!
Are you coming
leave
back?
Anthony alone.
Oh,
We
man.
need you. We
Hey,
need
don't
you.
stop- That's right.
That's what they thought Cook was showing up for. They thought he had the cape on, the Coventry cape. He come flying in. Why, he won't make a good superhero?
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely, absolutely. I want to give a big shout out to my boy Jimmy Cook. Got a first win of the season against Central Falls Friday. You know, I know the struggles he has over there, so congratulations to him.
Yep.
You must have seen
Absolutely.
the reel. I had the Goodfellas reel with Henry Hill in the shower saying, "Jimmy!"
I saw that. That was great. I love it. That's great.
Absolutely, man. Congratulations. Jimmy got the win. It could be enough to catapult him in the playoffs. We'll see.
The kids played hard, so you know this week should be really good for them for their to practice. So, see what happens.
When you don't get them victories and then, you know, you get one, how does it make the team feel? I mean, it must be a hell of a pickup.
Absolutely. I mean, it's hard showing up to practice every day, and you get less and less kids to do it, the less successful you are. So for teams that are struggling and they can keep their kids, that says a lot about kind of what's going on.
Yeah, when you struggle, it's tough. But one thing is when you have a young team, and I want every player out there to understand this in Rhode Island, that if you have a young team, you have to be competitive. You have to come out and do the things that you don't normally do. It's gonna be a struggle, but if you're not doing good this year, you're setting yourself up for next year. That means you're going to gain the experience. You're going to gain everything that you need to set you up for a successful following season. So don't get too discouraged. That's why teams that are senior heavy, they're the ones that normally win because some kids, they paid their dues and they got their licks in, as the previous couple of years. So as you gain more experience and confidence in the game, and I'm pretty sure Coach Pava will agree that it gets successful when you have a lot of seniors that's been in the system for a couple of years.
Yep. Seniors win, and I don't remember who told me, but someone years ago said, for every freshman you start out there, it usually equals a loss. So, they have to learn, and it's usually by the fire, and it's big mistakes that hurt you. It's penalties. It's a home run ball over the top. And, us as coaches, we tend to find the freshmen when they're on the field. So you try to sneak a freshman out there, I'm going to try to find them. We try to play a freshman out there, someone's going to find them. It's just the way it is.
I would have Coach Pamarant. I know I messed his last name up. I'm just gonna call him my boy Hayden. He always looked for the freshmen. If they went in, he would tell me, Coach, freshman came in, and we would just attack that freshman because you're not really beating the coach. You're beating that 13, 14-year-old who just came into the game, and you're disguising some things to confuse them. So,
But then you have a kid like Sebastian Laura, or you have David Cummins over on Wesley that just comes in and surprises you and ends up, you always have them situations. So I kind of like when I see freshmen come in and they play good football and just surprise the hell out of everybody.
They do, but they're still a freshman.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I'll tell you, if you get a good freshman that comes in and controls everything. I had a freshman in my quarterback, Chris Catalino, beat out 3 other quarterbacks. Was a freshman and had a successful year as a freshman, sophomore, and he built within the system. And here we are, at the Super Bowl. So you do get some of them guys that diamond in the rough that can control the game, control the huddle. So I kind of got lucky with Chris Catalino and some of my other players that really stepped up. I went to the Super Bowl with sophomores and freshmen, and first year seniors. So believe me, I think I was going gray back then.
I want to say also a big shout out to North Kingstown football program and the loss of Coach Joe Gilmartin, who passed away of a horrible fishing accident last week. So rest in peace to his family, all his friends, and I know that was a sad night up there at North Kingstown. And I'm just happy that North Kingstown was able to come out with the victory, even though some people call me an undercover Broncos fan. But I'm definitely happy to see North Kingstown on that particular night. In Division One, it don't matter. You're playing for a seed, and when everyone makes the playoffs. So, but you know, to Joe Gilmartin's family, you know, Hall of Fame coach, rest in peace. You know, our condolences.
Yeah, absolutely condolences to Coach and his family. I met him a couple of times on the football field. I don't know him that well, but what I remember him as a coach was he's always willing to talk football. So condolences to his family and friends.
Yep, I can echo the same thing. I didn't know him very well. Brief conversation here, brief conversation there, but I know what he meant to that program, and you know, he built a great program in North Kingstown, and hopefully they keep it going with him kind of as a memory piece.
And I want to say a big shout out to the entire program up there. UMass Dartmouth just killing it. Dante got the Golden Helmet Award. You know, he's about breaking every record up there at UMass Dartmouth, and Dante was a hidden gem. He was the diamond in the rough, and it worked out well for UMass Dartmouth. So shout out to Coach Barrow, shout out to Coach McCormick. You know, all the coaches up there at UMass Dartmouth that makes that machine work.
UMass is killing it. They're killing it.
Love to see those guys keep rolling.
Yeah. I think I read they were the number one statistically offense in college football.
Oof, nice. Good for
and
that.
they're still not ranked, which is only because of an NCAA rule, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, shout out to what they are doing for sure.
Yeah, Ryan's building a good team up there.
Oh, absolutely. Look at some of these scores from this weekend, man. LaSalle and St. Ray's match, you know, St. Ray's was, you know, coming in. We the best team in high school football right now. Some people have to question the formula, you know, but 17-7 was a pretty good game. And this is all going to play into the Division I numbers, because right now you got Bishop Hendricken, LaSalle, and St. Ray's Central as the top four. So right now they will be the state championship, you know, finalist the way it's looking. But what a game. LaSalle and St. Ray's. I think Najee was down there at that game. Tolman and Mount Pleasant. Everybody been beating Mount Pleasant this year, and that's just not a Jay Addison team that I'm used to seeing. But Providence schools are all suffering, man. Inner city schools are suffering big time with enrollment. They closed up the transfer rules. So what do guys do to get kids to these inner city programs?
I have no idea.
I have no clue. I have no idea. It's got to be built like brick by brick. But
how do you do that without the bricks?
I don't know how you do it without the resources in general. In order to get to kids to want to play, you're going to have to put some excitement and put some money into the programs, and it's just not there at the moment. So those are all tough jobs.
I mean, Central's struggling, right? Mount Pleasant's struggling. Hope is struggling.
But that's why. Hold on. But you should be able to build within the system. Mount Pleasant is one of the largest public schools in Rhode Island. Central is not that far from it. So they got kids in the building. You just got to get in the building and get these kids that want to play football. So, and I'm sure both coaches do a great job doing that. But that's what you have to do first and foremost. Is you have to go inside the school and you have to get the players. Mount Pleasant, like I said, is one of the largest public schools in the state of Rhode Island. So he shouldn't have problems getting numbers. It's just, do these kids want to play football anymore?
Correct.
And I'm sure they do. You know, Mount Pleasant not too long ago was really good. So, you know, they'll be able to get back into the building and build that team up. You know, Coach Washington Central. I mean, anytime that you hear Central, I'm always tuning into that game because of Coach Washington, especially when they play Hendricken in the South, because he's always up for them games. But you got large populations in the school, so it's, to me, it's going to build it inside the school and make it the football school. That's just
Well, I know Mike Washington's working in the building, and I know if anyone's doing it, he's doing it. But you only got a 2-mile area to share with another school, and when the privates are talking all the good players out of there, you know, so it's like, what do you do in these situations? In city schools, kids are not staying in school until they're 18. You know, they end up going elsewhere, doing other things. So,
Yep.
I don't know I don't know what the answer is, but I know when they had a couple loopholes available, they were able to build programs a couple of years ago before RAIL said, "Oh no, we can't have no city schools with any angle to get a kid from another district in. Only the privates can do that."
Well, I mean, think
private
about
schools can run wild.
2 years ago, it was what was it? Central was a penalty away from beating Hendricken. What was that, 2 years ago? So it can be done, but you got to get the players that are within the building, and with a coaching staff like Washington has, you can build it. They just got to come out and play.
Yep.
And if you go on to YouTube, go to Team Dollar with an A, DOLLA. I think it's David versus Goliath. They actually have that episode on when Central and Hendricken play, and it comes down to the penalty at the end of the game. I think Central was going to go on and win that game. They came very, very close. You was at that game, Coach, right, Piva?
At that game, no. Nope.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
no,
I have seen that. I've seen that episode, and that whole series has been excellent.
Big question mark. Let's call it what it is. Big question mark. Let's put it out there, because you don't know. You can see both sides, but it's a big question mark. Big play in the game, the little controversy, and then you see what goes on. Public schools always, the private schools are always up one in the public schools. So when you see something like that, you really question it. I'm not saying one thing or another, but that was a big play, a big penalty at that moment. So, and that's the same year I think North Kingston knocked out LaSalle.
Yeah, same year. Yes.
Public schools in there.
Yeah, now that was a lot of the conversation, but it was definitely it's a great conversation to be had. But no, you're absolutely right. But Jeff, now what do you think about that series? You said it was pretty good, huh?
I've been watching it. I have thoroughly enjoyed an inside look into that program. It's a program that's vastly different from mine. Two complete opposite ends of the spectrum. So it's nice to see an inside look, and to see what that program's all about. I've loved watching it.
No, it is pretty good, and you had a chance to see it, right, Cliff?
I saw some of them. I just love Coach's passion. You know, when he's talking to the players, he starts off nice and calm, and then his passion comes out, and I'm like, oh my God, I just love it. So I started watching that a couple of weeks ago, and I'm gonna make an announcement on your show. I've been going to a couple of high school games. I watched that show, and everybody knows that, I've been going through a lot of personal stuff in the past couple of years. I put all that stuff behind me. So 2025, I'm coming back to coaching.
Yeah,
that'd be nice. There we go.
That video, watching this video, kind of just watching his passion. So I'm like, oh my God, it just started coming out of me, going to the football games again. So yeah, I'm gonna put my hat back in the ring, come back 2025, and just see what happens. We'll see. Maybe I'll be on the opposite side of Coach Papa. We'll have some fun.
We've had a couple of good ones.
Yeah, you know what I love? I love that practice that we had that one night.
That was great.
That was just it was great. I loved it. It was dark. It was the lights. We both were out there as head coaches, and
Yep.
it was really good. And then I enjoyed it. Them are the little things that I miss. I'm missing the little things about football. So,
So that was
the kid-
a JV game, right? Where
yeah, that's right. It was a
we puffed
JV.
each other up. It was
Yep.
like, hey, come on down. We don't have the field, but we got a couple of spotlights. Like it won't be a game. So it starts off as a JV contest, and then all of a sudden, your varsity guys started milling around. My varsity guys started milling around, and then it turned into a full team practice, and it was great. It was unbelievable.
I absolutely loved it. It was unbelievable, and that's what it is. That's what football brings out. So I started missing it, and I'm like, something. Why not? I got a lot. I got a lot I can bring to a football team. A couple of coaches. I made the announcement during one of my stories. A couple of my coaches reached out and they're like, they definitely want to come back on board. So, yeah. So we'll see what opens up. We'll see what's available, and let's get back to having some fun.
I'm gonna be the QB coach, and we're coming for you.
Come, let's go. Let's bring it.
Nice.
And this was filmed by Evelyn Edits, Darian Stubbs. Shout out to him. He does a great job. I met him up in Westerly when he was filming the episode with Westerly, and I told them, they asked me they said, you always got something to say about everything. So what do you think about this? And I said, it's great. I just think you should cut it down into 15-minute episodes, and it could actually last a full season, because not everyone has an hour, and this is very, very good. The passion he has, I love in the film room. He's like, hello.
Yeah.
But shout out to Coach Washington and Central Knights, and like their number 66 lineman. That dude is huge. He went up against Sermos against the St. Ray's game, and Emerson was officiating that, and he said, boy, them two boys went back and forth. What a game.
That's it. So, but I'm going to take off. But it's good to jump on. I know they asked me a couple times. I'm like, yeah. I haven't done it. So,
well, Cliff, before you go, hang on. You was at the Cranston East game. That 28-6
yes.
blowout.
Yes.
And I don't blame them. Like that 28-6, good game for Jimmy Cook. Tell us a little bit about it, man. I know you said that there was a difference between the previous week, because you've been going to all your
I go to a
Jimmy's
few
games.
of his home games because I live down the street. So I know that he unfortunately had to get rid of some players that just weren't coming to practice, and that's one of the things that his program's having is kids coming to practice and actually practicing. So once he got that young nucleus, they started buying into the program. What I saw this week was every coach's dream. It's like you see the pursuit, you see good tackling, you see kids keeping their leverage, you see kids reading their keys. When the guard pulls, you come through. You start seeing that as coaches. We see that's what we look for. We don't look for just as a fan as a touchdown. We're looking at what linemen are doing. Central Falls is a fast team, so if they get to the outside, forget it, they're gone. So seeing Cranston East shut that down with leverage, seeing the pursuit come in from the backside, was great to see, and I was very happy for Coach Cook, because he keeps teaching it. He keeps preaching it. This is what we have to do. But when you're dealing with a young team, it's going to take a little while. And I saw a huge difference from 3 weeks ago, because I didn't go to the Middletown game, to what I saw Friday night. And, shout out to the kids, because they bought into the system. Shout out to the fans and Coach Cook and the staff. They really put something together. And it was good to see the improvement of the players.
Shout out Coach Cook, man. All right, Coach Fortin, man. Talk to you soon. Salute. Don't have too much fun. Have a little bit of fun, but we'll talk to you soon.
All righty, I'll talk to you.
Good to
Coach
see you,
Bob,
Coach.
good luck for the rest of the season, huh?
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks, buddy.
All right.
Hey, Jeff, Friday Night Rivals. What was the experience of that?
It was good. I think both teams, the kids were excited to play, and super professional job done by Channel 10, and
Get that right.
Carpano called us and did the pregame interview, and kind of had his stuff together, and I thought it was really well done. We actually used that footage as our game film. So when we went to film room on that Monday, we used their commentary and their footage because I wanted our kids to hear other people saying some of the stuff that we tell them all the time. So it was good for our kids to hear critiques and other stuff from other people rather than our coaching staff. So we used it as a coaching tool as well, and I would do it again in a heartbeat.
And before I let you go, you're a coach that utilizes Max Preps. It's available to you. It's a great tool. Kids can, some coaches say, I don't care about that. I don't care about stats, but the players do. Do you notice the difference in the players when they see their stats up on Max Preps and, hey, coach, I got this or I got that? Or because some people say parents want it. Parents say, like, why doesn't my coach do this? I got a few emails about it. And what do you think?
I'm one of those coaches that hates it when a kid comes after the game and says, how many yards did I pass for? All this stuff. I hate kids worried about me. It drives me insane. But it's the world we kind of living in. I know that I have kids that will shoot me a text in the middle of the week. Hey, are you putting up the stats? Have you done the stats from the film yet? Are you putting it up on Max Preps? Like, I'm 2 weeks behind. I know.
But doesn't Huddle now? Blake Simpson said when you do Huddle, it does it for you.
It does, but it's not always super accurate. So I like to kind of do it play by play. That way I get them all right. They mix numbers up. Numbers can be blurry. They miss a play here. They miss a play there. But I tend to do it play by play and do it old school, paper and pen, write it all down, and then I input it all into Max Preps at the end. So it is
I talked to a couple of recruiters that said they think it's very important because of analytics, especially when they're kind of looking at kids. And I talked to the players' perspective that said that they like it so they have a gauge on kind of how to see their progress and see the difference. And of course, we all want a pat on our back.
Right.
Everybody, I don't care who you are. Everybody wants a pat on their back, and they want the joy that one of the grandparents said that they had when their grandchild opened up the Max Preps thing and says, "Look, Papa." You know what I mean? And the joy that they had. So I was like, for the little bit of effort it's worth, why not do it?
Yeah.
And I appreciate you for doing it.
I go every couple of weeks and then I bang it all out, and then I get myself caught up, and then I fall behind because I get busy. My kids will let me know about it when I get too far behind. And should I be off on the total that they have, and they think I gypped them yards, they're the first ones to text me and say, "Coach, you just gypped me 5 yards on Max Preps." So,
but you've been good with it ever since. I remember, your first season, and I think we talked about this, and because I think there was 2 different pages and it was getting mixed up. So you did what you had to do to take care of that.
There still is two different pages with Mount going by the wayside. I've kind of ignored it. I just didn't know how to delete it, so I haven't done anything on that page. So I'm pretty sure we're working strictly on the North Smithfield one.
Well, good luck to your team. Few games left. I wish you guys. Thank you for joining in.
My pleasure.
Yeah, let's go, man. Shout out to the Admirals, man. Just picked up another one. 3-peat, man. That's what you mean. Look at the Rhode Island talent, even as they get older, and 3 championships.
Yep.
And what could have been a 4th.
Yeah, those are exciting games too. there's some buzz around that field when those guys are playing. So it's kind of fun to be around.
Were you at the game?
Yes, I was off. I was off on the back side. I kind of come up through the school, and I usually hang out by like underneath the scoreboard.
He takes the
and
coach's entrance.
Yeah, and I try to stand there by myself and enjoy a football game without anybody. But yeah, I enjoyed that atmosphere a little bit.
All right, it's always good, Coach. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, we'll see you. Thanks.
I always like when Coach Piva comes on. He shoots from the hip. Shout out, for coming on. But I just wanted to basically come on and put the RPI points up. I know I've been doing it each week, and I didn't want to have to let y'all down, but SK, West Warwick, Lincoln, this is the way it looks. Let me get this banner down. They raised the price of the StreamYard thing that I do from $40 to $88. I gotta straighten that out because I can't be paying $88. I mean, I paid a $49, but can't be doing $88. I have to go to another platform. That's crazy. Oh yeah, that's in the comments section. All right. Altogether, since we've been live on all platforms, we had almost 350 people check in. So appreciate everybody. But SK right now, West Warwick, Lincoln, Westerly, Moses Brown. Shout out to Coach Perry. Keep your head up. East Providence, couple shutouts in a row. They shut out 3-3, hanging in there. And I know they started the season off with trouble on the line. Not much depth. And East Providence is banging it out. Tough game last night against SK, but I don't even think East Providence thought they were going to beat SK. But the teams that they could beat, they're working it out. I mean, if you look at this division too, I'll say respectfully, after you get through a few teams, there's a big drop off after like 3 or 4 programs on here. So we'll definitely see in the RPI percentage, the top 5 teams are within a point, and then it drops off down to 2.8, 2.5, 0.4, 2.2, and at 2.2 right now, when Socket's on the outside. Socket's on the outside looking in, and I believe these are updated stats. They should be. We'll have to check on that. They might not be, but I believe they are. All right, hang on. Let me upload Division 3. Yeah. Yeah, Lincoln's playing very good football. Cranston West, NK picking up a big win against Burrville. I didn't see that coming. So shout out to them. Tolman out oversteps Mount Pleasant, 36-0. Did Barrington actually beat Cranston West? It says right here. Oh, you can't see it, but it says right here, Barrington over Cranston West, 28-21. Tell me that didn't happen. Cranston East beat Central Falls, 28-6. Rogers gets beat by Ponagansett, man, 49-7, man. Shout out to Ponagansett. Shout out to Robbie Grenia. Shout out to Khalid Brock. Little, shout out to all you guys over there. Anything that I may have said, it wasn't directed towards the players. I always pick up the players. I remember when players were all freshmen. Cumberland bounces back against Portsmouth 21-6. North Kingstown beating Burrville 35-7. Hendricken beating Central 29-13. Westerly beating Moses Brown 27-7. Going with backup quarterback Williams. Booster been out since the Portsmouth game. Mount Hope, let me tell you, Mount Hope picking up a big win, winning 20-17. Mount Hope has been playing outstanding football. What Coach Shane Parker has done up at Mount Hope, I think it's outstanding. You know, you come in, you take over that program, you know, and you know, Ryan McCormick would always say, that's a good coach right there that somebody is going to want to pick up. They are definitely a dark horse right now in Division III. I mean, the team is stacked with freshmen, with sophomores. You know, some of the freshmen, they said, were on the East Bay Warrior team that actually won a championship, and they only lost to Dorchester national champion in the New England finals. So, you know, definitely not enough talk about Mount Hope, and I wanted to shout out Mount Hope of what Shane Parker's doing up there. Shout out Coach Eddie Insco. What's up, Eddie? Yeah, definitely big shout out to Mount Hope. They're playing very, very good football. So if Mount Hope wins the next two league games, they will clinch the playoffs, have a home playoff game. Their last home playoff game was 2009. What's up with that? There's only 5 seniors on that program that Shane Parker, I think it's his second year coaching. 2 seniors on that program. The team's number 1 ranked offensive rushing in Division III and number 2 in the state. See, this is where stats come in on Max Preps. Upload your damn stats. You don't upload your stats. We can't see this, you know. Only 1 senior starter on the offensive line. 2 freshmen who has been playing great. Tyler Reinard and Zach Borges. So shout out to you 2 guys. Tyler is the leading wide receiver for the Huskies in receptions and yards, and is also number 1 kickoff returner in D3 and number 2 in the state. Now you see why you see why stats can be useful. Get them stats up. Shane Parker, you know, he's somebody that coaches wanted on their staff in the last couple of seasons. I remember Shane interviewing for different positions. He was very picky. And he ends up choosing Mount Hope, playing great football. I know there was a couple recruiters up at the Mount Hope game this last weekend. Zach actually has 3 touchdowns for the Huskies and second leading rusher for the team. 2 sophomore major contributors is Nick Rogers and Brody Cavalieri. Shout out to them, Nick Rogers and Brody Cavalieri. I hope I didn't mess up that name. Nick is a 2-way starter, wide receiver, defensive back, contributing heavy on both sides of the ball. Brody leading the team in tackles. Brody is also ranked number 5 in tackles in Division III. You know, we got to go back and fact check a lot of this, but if you take the time to write this information, I mean, I'll fact check it quick and I'll put it out there, because let me tell you, I got a full-time job and all that, so I don't have time. I do this for a passion. I don't get paid like Eric Rube down there at the Journal and talk about freaking snack bars and concession stands and look at my pretty Nikes. I have a real job where I work paycheck to paycheck and built this platform and have all kinds of equipment all around me. I don't even know what half the stuff is. Like I got all types of stuff around here, like different type of mics. Oops, can't do that. Everything will fall down. I got synthesizers over here, mixes, a Go XLR. When I did it right. So I don't get paid. I lost my monetization because of the type of content I talk about. Only thing I get is when people send me. Some parents or coaches will, hit up my Cash App and for their appreciation. Someone from the league office, can't mention no names. They actually hook me up with $100 Cash App every once in a while. So, but other than that, I don't make nothing on this, and I'm 8 years in. So, defensive junior back Robert Annis leading the team in sacks, ranked number 4 in tackles and sacks in Division III. Senior JJ DeBow is the number 2 defensive 3 in rushing and number 3 in the state with 588 yards, on pace to break 1,000 yards. Mount Hope has only 3,000-yard rushers in its 29-year history. Mark Reinhardt, 95, Mike Borges, 2008, and Brock Pacheco in 2022. I remember Brock Pacheco. That's right. Big shout out to them guys, man. He said we dominated the game versus Pano, who talked trash all week at our players. Lost in the fourth quarter on a blocked punt return for a touchdown. After that, we smashed EG, took down Pilgrim, and beat Charahoe bad. Shout out. I wasn't video up after, but shout out to them boys. What was I doing? That's right. I love the passion, man. Love the passion. Hang on. You gotta love the passion, man. Shout out. I said the other day, man, yo, there'll be no Blake Simpson slander over here. And I only said that after Nimwit over there ends up everybody at the Journal picked against Team Blizzy Blake. They all picked against Blake to get smashed. And I was like, nah, man, we ain't having that. Everyone, everybody. They all went with Classical. We know why Eric Ruby went with Classical. He be feeling it, But yeah, so I said there'll be no Blake Simpson slander. Pilgrim back in the number 1 spot. Shout out to them with a 2.6. Ponagansett holding down the number 2. Now, always, man, shout out to the kids up there, Pano. Shout out to this senior class right here, Grenya, Khalid Brock. Shout out to them guys. It was good watching you guys play football for 4 solid seasons. No matter if I think your coach is a dumpster fire or not. Shout out to you guys, man. I'm always pulling for you players every game. It's just my opinion. You got, it is what it is. Hey, number 3, Rogers, man, moving spots. Rogers having a couple pieces down, but I think this is a good time for them to get healthy because they dominated such a lead in Division III early on in the season. I think Rogers could afford to take a couple of them L's. So while they let them kids rest, as long as it's not a long-term thing and they could be ready in another week, I don't think Rogers will slip that far down. Even at 4-3, they're still going to be better than, a good percentage of these other programs. Now, you look at Mount Hope, what we just talked about. 2.08, and just to see Mount Hope up inside the top 5 is dope. You know, Mount Hope been struggling for a minute. Shane Parker turning that program around. Shout out to North Providence. You know, they in the 6th spot, followed by Johnston. You know, great athletic director over at Johnston. Erickson, shout out to you. Cranston East, look at that. Cranston East with the number 8. Oh, snap, Jimmy. Hey. Cranston East holding up that number 8 spot. So right now, Cranston East, Jimmy Cook look like you got enough to get into them playoffs. So you got to keep your chin up, man, and hopefully East Greenwich down don't creep up on you. So, you know, yeah, get them stats up. Them stats definitely matter. Them stats matter. I usually have I have written down what I want to talk about, you know, so this kind of got all screwed up. We went freestyle. Sorry about that. I'm ADD. What you want from me? You know what I mean? I see something, I go the other direction. I forget what, you know, so it's all good. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, it's saying I have too much. I gotta delete some shit. Ain't that the case? All right, y'all. Yeah, so we talked to Coach Piver, North Smithfield. We went over the points in these events. I'll show them to you again. Division 3. Do we handle all the scores? Now, were these right? Did anyone confirm? Did Barrington win their first game? I gotta go check that out. That's what's up. You know, shout out to Situate and Narragansett. They had a banger on their hands, man. Big shout out to UMass Dartmouth. You know, and another W on their belt. You know, UMass Dartmouth might not be in D1. I mean, might not be in D3 for long. But yeah, I appreciate everybody. And if you have time, go check out what Mike Washington has over on his YouTube channel. We have this episode coming up right here. I think this is the latest.
Let's get started. Show me that. One hand. What? Nobody playing. Niggas was just out here running around. I see it's just a football game. Stop. You're sweating.
No, this isn't the latest. Oh, here we go. I think this is.
Fellas, man, get the fuck after it today. Today's gonna be body on a body, hat on a hat. All right? So please let everybody fucking know who the fuck we are, fellas. This is our fucking house. This is our fucking title, fellas. This is our shit. Y'all fucking understand me? Y'all understand? All right, man. Let's fucking get this money, man.
Is right, and it's going to go to Zarway. Zarway, open lane.
Yeah, this one Burville didn't even belong in Division 1. Like, they still don't belong in Division 1, but they're holding their head up. And I watched this game on the big screen, and I was like, ouch. But yeah, they didn't belong in Division 1. I think game before this, they played with Sal. They couldn't even finish the game.
Yo, are you a starter on defense right now? So what is your problem, kid? Right, playoffs my ass. Get your fucking head out your ass, man.
Canoia, pass play here, and he's going to go down. Sacked on the play.
I guess he was playing the Cowboys team from Dallas, and he did some Reggie Bush status. Like, he was on the left side of the field and brought it right back to the right, shifting. Like, he was literally a LT/Reggie Bush. If Reggie Bush and LaDainian Tomlinson had a child, it would be Michael Washington.
You know, that next year, again, I'm 12 years old. I played Pee Wee. I had to skip JV and go straight to varsity because I'm like 15, 20 pounds over the weight limit for Pop Warner. So, you know, we kind of had this thing growing up where it's like, you know, kids would lose the weight in order to play at their desired division, whether it's 10 pounds, 7 pounds, 8 pounds.
Shit, what I believe Rhode Island's greatest hidden gem, and you know, he's responsible, you know, for this person you see here today. So, you know, we're just gonna dive a little deeper.
Little bit. I'll take a smoke. I always think back to the.
You know what I'm saying? His name is Jesse Medeiros, and like, you know,
Michael and I have had these conversations, you know, 10 years later, 15 years later. Like, I think he appreciated what I did because that he's had kind of, you know, tried to keep him accountable and kind of gotten his ass when he needed to have that. So I think he respected that. Our first game against Classical, our next door neighbors, it was like, you know, we used to do this little round robin deal where we used to play.
So definitely go check that out.
We'll cross over. And yeah, man, we played Classical, and, you know, they had a senior oriented team, and man, you know, I knew some of those guys, and man, they fucked me up. It was so bad. I think I fumbled on my first snap. They stripped me. Say fucking Pop Warner, kid. Say fucking Pop Warner, yeah, clapping in the middle of the game, and like, I just never, ever seen.
Go check that out. Team Dollar over there on YouTube. We out.